Hey everybody, welcome back to Summer Sessions. I'm here with Grace.
Hi guys.
And so we're going to talk a little bit about the Amazing Digital Circus.
Yes, because we recently, I say recently, it was like a month ago. It was like a month ago. We watched the finale, the movie, because it was in theaters. And we have some strong opinions about it. Well, I do.
Okay.
Well, so first, I want to explain the lore a little bit. Also, spoilers, because we will be talking about the ending.
That is a good point. All right.
The lore that I have is literally the ending. So, we have the characters. We have Zubul, Ragatha, Jax, Gangle, Pomni, and Kinger. I forgot their real names, but they do have real names. I probably should have wrote that down, but who knows. So, they all get their brains scanned and transported to the Amazing Digital Circus. And they go throughout like the whole season, the whole show, they go on little like adventures to keep their brains active so they don't abstract. We're going to talk about abstraction later, but I'm going to finish the lore. There's a twist. The brain scan is a copy, so they can't leave. They're not actually there. We don't learn this until the finale where Kane, the AI ringmaster, feels bad because in episode 8 they accidentally deleted him when they were trying to like figure out some form of way to like leave or maybe like change his code. But he gets sent to like the in-between, of like his coding.
Yeah, they have a name for that space.
I can't remember what it's called.
Nor can I.
But he gets stuck there. He gets like trapped there. And in that time he feels bad. And he realizes all the pain and torment that he caused because they kind of, like, pushed him. And he kind of, like... They get sent to this little dimension where he kind of forces all of their fears on him. So with Pomni, I couldn't really understand what her fear was. I think the only friend, like, the first, like, actual true friend that she made in there was this, like, crocodile guy named Gummigoo.
Right.
And he was, like, an actual crocodile attacking her. I don't know what kind of...
Oh.
The Void.
The Void. Okay.
Was it the Void?
Thank you, producer Princessa.
Yeah, he gets sent to the Void. And then Ragatha's fear was her mom.
Uh-huh.
And then Gangle's was depression. Zubul's was they're not comfortable with their body.
Right, yeah.
And then Kinger, we don't really know. Jax, I forgot about Jax. Jax was very insecure, so his was all of his, like, people that he cares about, which it was Ribbit and Clothmo, the two, like, close friends that he had before they abstracted, and then it was Pomni all laughing at him. And they also, like, peeled him, like, revealing his true colors that he's very insecure about.
Right.
And then Kinger, he was, like, working on the computer to try and, like, reset Kane or try and, like, fix his code or something like that before he accidentally deleted them. But Kane, he comes back and he reveals the truth to them that, hey, it was just a brain scan. Like, your true selves are out there thriving in the world and they reach all their dreams. And they forgive him.
Right.
Abstraction. I want to talk about abstraction now.
Sure.
So, in the last episode, we realize... So, basically, abstraction is... I want to say like it's dying. We don't even know because I don't even know. I'm still confused.
Right.
I thought abstraction was you're dead. I thought that's what it was. Like you got two in your head. You got too crazy. You're just in your head and you're dead.
Right.
But in the last episode, Pomni, so Jax abstracts. Pomni goes into the abstraction of Jax.
Right.
And finds all of his like hidden thoughts, his like alter egos, what would happen if each character abstracted, how he would react. But she also finds Jax. So that got me thinking. They're all just, like, stuck in, like, purgatory, I guess. And it made me think, so Scratch was the first abstraction.
Right.
And when the characters abstract, Kane sends them into, like, a little cellar. But it got me thinking, they're still, like, in their heads.
Right.
They don't know the truth. And it made me think again, how is there a cure to abstraction? Like, can they get them out of their heads? Because Jack's, like, felt bad about it. He was crying. He was like, it's too late. I did this to myself.
Right, yeah.
So is there, like, a way for them to get out of abstraction? Or are they just stuck like that forever?
I think it's interesting that... Well, and they never actually...
Yeah, we never really got an answer.
You never really see if you can truly come back from abstracting. But I always thought it was super interesting that Kane, who is supposedly super smart, his solution was always just to like throw them down a hole. Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
well,
okay.
I think maybe abstraction wasn't really part of his code. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and also, Gooseworks, the producer of the show, did a little short where Kane's fear is characters abstracting. So maybe he shut them down in the cellar so he wouldn't be able to look at it. He wouldn't have to, like, be reminded of, like, oh, another person is gone. Because he has a really big infatuation with, like, humans.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I am fascinated by this show because I've heard about it, obviously. Yeah. Because it's immensely popular.
Oh, definitely.
But I was somebody who was like, I don't, like, what is this? Because truly at face value, it's very hard. It's a hard show to explain to somebody.
Yeah, I'm kind of struggling explaining it.
And I'm sure, and I'm sure that if somebody hasn't seen it, actually, it probably sounds like, what?
Yeah.
But I was always really surprised that it was kind of like once you watch it, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
You just actually have to watch it though.
After I watched the pilot, I was like hooked.
Yeah.
So the pilot kind of explains like a lot. So
really?
if you just watch the pilot, you'd be like, oh, this is for me. Oh, this isn't for me.
Really, really well. It explains things kind of really well too, without being without over explaining.
Yeah.
It explains a lot without actually telling you anything. Which is the
then
best
you're
way.
like, oh, I gotta know what happens. Let's go with the second.
Arguably
episode.
the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I had the person who first told me about it, they compared it to I don't know if you've ever heard of it compared to the short story by Harlan Ellison called "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream."
A lot of people compare it to that.
So I don't like that short story.
I've never seen it.
I don't like that short story very much. I think it's missing. Yes, so it's a horror short story, obviously, but it's missing it. You know what I mean? I think it's missing it. It's also worth noting that when Ellison wrote the short story back in the 60s, it's about an artificial intelligence that traps humans and makes them play games and stuff, basically, in much the same way.
Very similar.
But a lot like Dune came out some of the same time, and there's like some computer parts of both of those stories, but the way that computers were utilized in the 60s and how we've come to utilize them up until now, I think there was kind of an incomplete understanding about what computers are, what artificial intelligence is, a whole bunch of stuff. And so I think the story has a lot of age on it. And like I said, I think it was missing it.
Yeah.
The artificial intelligence in that story is remorseless. It's very like overtly evil. It's kind of like like the Terminator, like totally remorseless, emotionless, like doesn't care.
Yeah. I like that they made Kane like lovable. You know what I mean?
I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, like when he came back after reflection in the void, he was like talking to there's a scene where he's talking to like the moon, and he felt like remorse.
Yes.
Which I was like, AI.
The moon was a great payoff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I actually, so when I watched the movie, that was actually the first exposure to the Amazing Digital Circus I had ever had. So I had to go back and watch everything that had come before that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that the moon actually was kind of like like it is a running thing throughout and I think honestly the moon is a great, because the moon has, free will. Or at least as much free will as one can have in the kind of in the circus that they're in.
Something I really like that I wanted to mention too, when they're talking, the moon says, "I still love you."
Yeah.
And Kane paused and he's like, "I never programmed you to say you loved me."
Yeah.
And I thought that was such a sweetest detail.
Yeah.
That made me cry. I started crying during that.
Because I think that's that's kind of what that's kind of what I'm getting at about the.
And Kane, I don't think was ever programmed to feel remorse. So they're both going against their code, and I think that was a really amazing detail.
Another, and this kind of ties into one of my fascinations with it too, which is why this thing is as popular as it is.
Yeah.
I have so many, I don't know. I'm wondering if you have theories about it too. Because so like I said, I think what the short story really misses is kind of it's supposed to be a horror short story, but I always felt like it was incomplete because it was missing this sense of existential dread. It didn't have a whole lot of existential dread to it. It was very much it was very much kind of limited in its scope to there's this robot, it's torturing people, right? There was no greater examination of
there's no lore behind it.
Yeah. But it's what are the greater kind of themes and messages you take away from it, right? It didn't strike me as truly horrific, I guess. I mean, you're oh no, people are being tortured and that's bad. By evil remorseless robots. That's
Yeah.
But it just didn't stay with me because at the end of the day, it's kind of I am not so sure I'm going to be tortured by remorseless robots at any point in my life. I think that the Amazing Digital Circus though touches on something that kind of everybody has to deal with, which is truly, and I can relate this back to my psychology background. Isolation, freedom. So I don't know if you've heard of this guy named Yalom. So he says that we're afraid of 4 things. We have 4 ultimate fears: death, isolation, freedom, and let me find the 4th one.
I feel a lot of people are I mean, I can counterpoint that. A lot of people aren't afraid of isolation. A lot of people do better. Oh, you're talking about complete isolation.
So it's death, freedom, isolation, and meaninglessness. What I think makes the Amazing Digital Circus amazing is that it involves questions about death, freedom, isolation, and it does all 4.
Yeah.
What makes it, and it's such a bright, colorful, and jokey show, but when it really gets going, you're good Lord, this is one of the most existentially kind of riveting and uncomfortable things I've ever seen in my life. It's as if they literally read Yalom's thesis about what the existential concerns of humans are, and they ripped all of it out, and they're we're gonna do all of this in one show.
Yeah, I think it's very popular because it's relatable, but also it's
very relatable.
It's not too dark. It's not I have no mouth but I must scream. It's fun and bubbly, but then it can be fun and bubbly sometimes, and then it can be oh my god, I'm crying at this cartoon.
I Have No Mouth is like oppressively bleak.
Yeah.
With, and I think that at another point too, when you're if your life is just being tortured, right? There's really no horror to it ending in the same way as, I have this group of people that I care about, right? What if I die? What if they die, right? That's where the actual fear comes in. If you're just being tortured for nothing, I mean, it's just kind of like, it's like, well, if that's your life, that's not, at that point you're like, I could take it or leave it. Because they show these, moments of camaraderie and fellowship. The fear of it all coming to an end and them dying or being alone is so much greater, because there really is kind of something to lose. And even though they're, like stuck in this place, they always say that we have each other, right? And it sounds dorky and corny, but it's true.
Yeah. I mean, they literally can't leave, so that they really only have each other.
And it is a funny show. Really funny.
It is very funny. I chuckled a bit, but some of the parts are just cringy. A lot of people... I've seen online that a lot of people compare two very different shows, by the way. Hazbin Hotel and The Amazing Digital Circus. Like, they put them in the same category. And I'm like, not really, but I see the similarities. Like, they're both... I've never seen Hazbin Hotel, but they're both very, like, funny some points, cringy some points, dark some points,
It has... I think it might have a lot to do with how they look.
Yeah, that's another big thing. I just hit the mic. That's another big thing. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize.
I think the look of the show is... Because I didn't know... So it is worth knowing as well. The first time somebody told me about it, and the first time I saw it, but that somebody had compared it to, right, this like bleak 60s short horror story, and then I like saw the poster for the the movie. I was like, what?
A lot of people actually compare those two together.
Yeah
Like, it's more common than I would think. I have a question to ask. And I have a strong opinion about this. I know a lot of people are going to also have a strong opinion. What character is your least favorite? Maybe we'll have the same one.
Are we talking least likable, or are we talking, like, least necessary to the plot?
Least likable.
Okay. Well,
because they all kind of have their own little role.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, least likable, like, oh, I don't like this character because such and such and such and such.
I don't know, because at the end of the day, I think they do a really great job of, like... I think your obvious answers would either be Jax or Kane. It'd be one of those two.
Oh, I love Kane.
Well, despite the fact that he, we
all make mistakes. What matters to me is that he tried to fix things, and he said, I understand it'll take time for y'all to trust me again, but I'm gonna put in the effort. So he made a mistake, he realized, and then he's trying to fix it, and he did fix it. Jax, on the other hand, never apologized to anyone.
Sure,
Ragatha has mommy issues, like problems with her mother. Jax literally said, oh, why, you want to leave so you can go back to mommy?
Right.
That is such a mean thing to say.
Yeah.
That is such a mean thing to say. And, like, I understand he's hurt, he's insecure.
Right.
He definitely has avoidant attachment. That does not give you an excuse to just be an outright rude to someone.
Right.
That does not give you an excuse. Yeah, sure, I sympathize with him. I'm like, oh, that's so sad that he's pushing people away by being mean.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to attack someone's character. You don't have to attack someone's, like, problems in their household. You could be like...
Sure.
You could use any other tactic. You could isolate yourself. You don't have to just be mean for no reason. That's why I don't like Jax. What do you think?
I think
do you have a least favorite character now that I've said that?
I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
It's hard to say that. I mean, I think I'm inclined to agree, only because it was clearly the intention of everybody involved with the writing of the show.
Yeah.
That Jax was going to be the
least favorable.
The thorn in the side of everybody.
Yeah.
Which is ultimately why the whole kind of the thing with Pomni works, right? Because Pomni is in this interesting situation where she is to a pretty extreme extent totally obsessed with helping.
Yeah.
She's a complete altruist. Like totally selfless. And I think that's what makes the dynamic so interesting, because I can't recall anybody in a show before that has been like less active of a character as Jax. Most of the time when you see characters written, it's all about what do they want. Like, that's the writing 101. When you're writing a character, what are their motivations? What do they want? Jax is, how did they even go about writing Jax?
Yeah.
So instead, Jax, it has kind of an opposite, completely lacking any motivation at all. Has no, is active in the sense that,
I feel like he's just there. Like, we never really get like a sense of what
terrorizing
he wants.
people.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I just do this because it's funny.
Right.
But there's like an underlying thing that he's just not saying, and I don't think we ever get to really know what like motivates him. But
the fact that they kind of use Jax as Pomni's motivation, so that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, obviously Jax is the least likable character because they wrote Jax that way.
Yeah.
But the way that Jax is written also results in our most likable character becoming even more likable.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't happen if they didn't have the character of Jax in there to demonstrate Pomni's like altruism and her hope.
Yeah.
Because you really do need that for the conflict to work. You really do need that opposite. Which, so in terms of like plot and stuff, you can hate Jax all you want, but Jax is a narrative necessity of the Amazing Digital Circus.
He's not my favorite just because
of
how he acts. That's really what I look for. Yeah, for the plot, he's great. As a purple rabbit, horrible.
0 out of 10.
0 out of 10. Maybe 2 out of 10 because I'm like, dang, your backstory's kind of sad.
Right.
Though those other 8 points are missing because you are a bad person. It doesn't matter how traumatized you are. Stop terrorizing people. Because it's quote unquote fun.
Right.
My favorite character?
Yeah, let's hear that.
I want you to guess.
I don't know.
No, you need to guess. It's Ragatha.
Okay, that makes sense.
I really like Ragatha. She's so sweet, and she's not, like, too much. She's not annoying. She's just, like, she's very sweet. She's very, like, realistic. You know what I mean?
I think she's really funny.
I like her.
Every character has their kind of funny moment.
Yeah.
Well, I think especially then maybe it won't surprise you who my favorite character is, but every character has their moment.
Who's your favorite?
Kinger.
I like Kinger.
I think Kinger is so obviously he's crazy. But the way that, and again, this is that masterful storytelling. Mm-hmm. The way that Kinger kind of comes back to sanity, especially in that one where they're in the haunted house. That episode is so good.
That is so amazing.
The way he kind of comes back to sanity, and there is this recognition that, you know, he's a completely different person, and mm-hmm. actually, like, he's funny. Yeah. He's considerate, smart. Mm-hmm. But they write some of the funniest jokes for him to say.
Yeah.
He has some of the most clever jokes in the entire, and they're not even like earth-shattering. Like mm-hmm. they're not the most complicated bits of comedy like you'll ever see. But it's like the line delivery, like the way it's all set up.
Yeah.
And he's always wall-eyed, right? I just can't.
No, I love him. He's so
funny.
He's definitely one of my favorites too. Like, he's such a dad, you know?
Yeah.
He gives like such dad energy. My favorite, while we're on the topic of like funny scenes, my favorite scene was, I can't remember which episode this was. 7 or 6, I can't really remember, but they were at like the awards like ceremony thing. Mm-hmm. It was after Pomni and Jax got into like a huge fight, but this like mannequin like figure went to go sing like the Pledge of Allegiance, and he was like, oh, and then he just disappears, and then we just hear clapping. That was the funniest thing ever to me.
They have a lot of really like odd moments in that mm-hmm. show where it's kind of difficult to know how to take some of the scenes, because they're really good about doing these kinds of like, oh my gosh, this is super dark, but then also like, wow, that was really funny.
Yeah.
Like I'm reminded of when the like NPC gains like self-awareness, and then Kane just immediately kills him.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know how to handle that.
Yeah, literally.
But literally. That was the way it's done was so funny, but also he's like, that's so messed up.
Yeah.
Oh man. I thought the way that they actually took Kane out was very funny too.
It was an accident. Like, he didn't even mean to.
I just mean the way he just straight up, like...
just disappears and was just silent.
I thought that was so funny. And I don't even know if that was...
Oh my god.
I don't even know if that was intentional. Because there are some things you're like, that's definitely supposed to be funny. But there are definitely some parts where you're like, I don't know how to handle what I've just seen.
I remember I read online about like a little theory. I don't know if this was like confirmed or not, but when Kane was getting like deleted, you know how he just like kind of paused and he was like, wait. Yeah. I don't think he realized he was getting deleted. I think he realized how much like pain he was causing to the people.
Interesting.
Because before that he was like grabbing them, he was yelling at them and stuff. He was like crashing out.
Yeah.
And then he just like stopped and he goes like, wait, I think that was him realizing, like, wait, no, I didn't mean to. Not that he was deleted.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's, I think the, like I said, I think all of it's kind of, a lot of the existential kind of conflict is just so interesting to watch. And I think that, like I said, it's funny. The characters are really well written. The story is really well told. The way they like deliver information about the world, the world building is crazy. All the information about the characters, kind of their bodies, how they constantly change.
Yeah.
The holding their breaths.
Yeah, I think that's cool too. Like when Kinger holds his breath, he lights up.
Kinger's thing with darkness, like the way they actually, and the history they all have with each other, which of course, because we see it from Pomni's perspective when she first comes to the circus, but all these other characters have history, and you get to know how they feel about each other, not entirely based off of flashbacks, but also just how they interact with each other in the present. And you're just like, this is all really, really well thought out.
Yeah.
It is very deserving, I think, of all of the attention and all the money it's made.
Yeah. I understand why, but I'm really sad it won't have a season 2. Maybe I wanted like a little short story of like what actually happens when they abstract, like how, like, are they going to get any of them back? Like what happened to Ribbit, Kaufmo, Scratch, all the other abstractions in the cellar?
I'll just say that, and I totally agree with you. I would just say, have you ever seen Gravity Falls?
Yeah, my brother forced me to watch it.
So Gravity Falls, forced you to watch, you didn't enjoy it?
Oh, no, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
He was just like, you will watch this, because he really liked it.
Fair.
But it was like a while ago, so I might not remember some of it.
Gravity Falls is 40 episodes. It's very short. The showrunners decided, even though Disney said that they were tentatively planning on renewing the show for season 3, they said, we're not going to go to season 3. We're not going to go to season 3. We're just going to end the show on the current story beat we're on, because, it's better to, in my opinion, it's better to be left wanting more because you were like, I am so absorbed in this thing. It's better to be left wanting more than for them to have just dropped it.
Yeah.
Just like you're like, it's not finished. It's never gonna be finished. What are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So I'd rather be left wanting a little more just because of how well told it all was.
Yeah.
As opposed to, they never actually finished it. They never gave it any resolution.
Yeah.
If them stretching it out into kind of more seasons and more episodes meant that we might never kind of get to the end of the story for all of these characters for one reason or another. It could be anything.
That makes sense. Like, I'm not mad about it. I do want like a little something more.
Right.
But I like your way of thinking. Like, you're like, oh, this story was so good. I need more. Like, I want just like a little bit more.
Right.
That it was a really good told story. I think The Amazing Digital Circus. If y'all haven't watched it, go watch it. It's really interesting.
Go watch it.
And watch it in order. Don't watch the movie first.
Don't do what I did.
Yeah, don't do what Riley did. But it's a really, I would recommend it. How would you rate it out of 10?
Oh, I give it a 10 out of 10.
I also give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, so, I give it a 10 out of 10.
I think our producer gave it a 8 out of 10. 7. It went down. That's weird. But we give it a 10 out of 10. 7 is still passing, so y'all should go and watch it.
That's honestly, I mean, if 10 is perfect and 0 is like the worst thing you've ever seen, 7 is like great.
7's pretty good.
7 is still great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
well, do you have anything else?
Any final thoughts? I can't really think of any. I think I said what I wanted to.
Yeah, me too.
I know if we end this podcast now, I'm going to be like, wait, I could have said that. We'll just add it in the description. See, if I think of anything. See,
and that's why you just got to see it yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't listen to us talk about it anymore. Just go and watch it.
Yeah.
It's free on YouTube. All episodes free on YouTube. So.
Is it actually?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
I watched it on Netflix.
It's on Netflix too, but it's
if you don't have a subscription.
It's free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
Okay. Well, that's it for Summer Sessions episode 4. We'll see you guys next week.